Okay, good morning. Welcome to the numeracy revision for NAPLAN. And as the title suggests, we're going to do 20 questions in 20 minutes. All right, let's get started. So number one, on the calculate section, what is 4.1 cubed, or 4.1 to the power of 3? Using your calculator, you type in 4.1, your power button is just there, to the power of 3. Now, my display looks the same as the question. We press equals, we write the answer. 68.921, done. Number two, what is the area of a square with sides of 8 centimetres? So the area of a square is base times height, side times side, length times width. Either or, we're going to do 8 times 8. Lucky for us, it's a calculated question. 8 times 8, 64. So the answer is 64 squared centimetres. Don't forget the units. Now, a lot of these questions may be multiple choice, but we're going to pretend they're not, just so we can really understand the maths. Number 3. What is the size of the missing angle? So we have a triangle. All angles inside a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So therefore, 180, take away 117, minus 27, is 36. So that is 36 degrees. No working out needed, let's just do the answers. Number 4. Simplify the following. So let's collect like terms. 3x plus 2x is 5x, and 5 plus 9 is 14. Easy. Right, you are facing northeast, so let me draw a compass. The naughty elephant splashed water. So you're facing northeast. That way. I'll draw a little arrow. You turn 45 degrees and spelling mistake, clockwise. What way are you facing now? So that way. So I'm facing north. And write the word north, not just a capital N. That's how you spell north. Number 6. What is the mode from the following numbers? Now, mode means the most common. So there are 3 15s. The mode is 15. And again, write down the answer. Don't just circle the question. All right. Number 7 is there. Which number below is not prime? So, 17 is definitely a prime number. Nothing goes into that. Doesn't appear on any times table. Let's look at the rest of my list. Oh, hang on. 39. 3 times 13 is 39. A good way of checking is 3 plus 9 is 12. Therefore, 3 must go into it because 3 goes into 12. So the answer is 39. That is not a prime number. Non-calculator, what is 8,242 divided by 3? I'm going to do this nice and big. Right. 3 goes into 8 twice, remainder 2. 3 goes into 22, 7, remainder 1. 3 goes into 14, 4 times, remainder 2. And 3 goes into 22, 7 times, remainder 1. So our answer is 2,747 and remainder 1/3 because it was out of 3s, so it's 1/3. Or we could write that as 2,747.3 recurring. Both would be acceptable answers. This one would probably be multiple choice. Let me just prove it in case you doubted me. 8,242 divided by 3. 2,747.3 recurring. Number 9, right. What's the size of angle X? So we have a regular shape because all the sides are the same length. And it's a hexagon because it's got 6 sides. Now, there's a few ways of doing this question. I'll do it 2 ways for you. Why not? First way, if you cut your shape up into triangles, you'll see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. And if you do 4 times 180, we know that all of the angles inside a hexagon must add up to 720 degrees. Now, because there are 6 angles, and 6 angles of the same size, 720 divided by 6, we'll use a calculator, is 120 degrees. So we know that the angle is 120 degrees. I'll do it a different way. The outside angles, I'll just shade it in. There it is. The outside angles of any shape, 1, 2, 3, all 6 of them, would always add up to 360 degrees regardless of the shape. So because there are 6 of them, that means the outside angle here must be 60. So it's always 360 divided by the number of sides. And because the outside one's 60, and they both add up to 180, that one must be 120 as well. 2 different ways of doing it. Non-calculator. Right. What is 15% of $7,200? Again, there are a few different ways you could do this. So first, I'm going to find 10% of my 7,200, which is 720. So I just divided that by 10. Make that look like an equals. Right, if that's 10%, I now need 5%. That's because I want to eventually get you 15. So half of 10 is 5, half of 720 is 360. I'll just prove that. To half something, you divide it by 2. 2 goes into 7 3 times, remainder 1. 2 goes into 12 6 times, 2 doesn't go into 0. So 10% is 720, 5% is 360. So if I add them together, you'll see I've kept them as a nice column. 0 plus 0 is 0, 2 plus 6 is 8, 7 plus 3 is 10. Well, 15% is $1,080. Not too bad. Number 11, convert 20 cubic meters into cubic centimeters. Now, to go from a meter to a centimeter, you times by 100. We should know that. But it's not a length, it's a volume. Basically what I'm saying is this: we're timesing it by 100 in that direction, and in that direction, because that's 3-dimensional. I'll show you. So we're timesing it by 100 in 3 different directions. So therefore, it's 20 times 100 times 100 times 100. Right, let's make sure we include these right zeros. So it's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is 20 million. So 20 cubic meters is 20 million cubic centimeters. So a good thing to remember here is 1 cubic meter is a million cubic centimeters. 100 times 100 times 100. All right. Number 8. No, I lied. Number 12. Non-calculator. What is 1.21 times 8.2? So when we're multiplying decimals, we're best off just multiplying the numbers first. So 121 multiplied by 82. So let's do it like this. So 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 1 times 2 is 2. What I did is I multiplied the top row by the unit, 1 at a time. Now we're going to multiply the top row by the 10, so we need to add a 0 in. Now let's do that. 1 times 8 is 8, 2 times 8 is 16, and 1 times 8 is 8, plus the 1 is 9. We can then add down. 2 plus 0 is 2, 4 plus 8 is 12, 6 plus 2 is 8, plus the 1 is 9, and we bring down the 9. So we got 9,922. Now we removed 1, 2, 3 decimal places. We ignored 2 decimal places here, 1 decimal place there, which is 3. So let's add in 3 decimal places. That times that is that. I'll prove it, just in case you doubt me. 1.21 times 8.2, 9.922. Good times. 13. What's the probability of rolling a prime number on a dice? Your prime numbers have only 2 factors. So these are the prime numbers. I'll write out a few. La 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 la. Everyone forgets the 2. 2 is the first prime number, then 3, 5, 7, and so on. A dice has 6 numbers. Those are the only 3 on the dice. So you have a 3 out of 6 chance, which is a half. So 3 out of the 6 numbers are prime, and 3 out of 6 simplifies to 1/2. If you weren't sure if it's simplified, you type in 3 out of 6. Oops. There it is, which is that as a fraction. So your SD button, and I'll come back to this at a later question here, simplifies fractions for you as well. And we will come back to that one in a minute. Number 14, calculator. What's the area of a circle with a radius of 10 centimeters? So, pi r squared sounds like area to me. So that is the area of a circle. So it's pi times the radius squared. So typing in that into my calculator, your pi button is hiding down here in yellow. So therefore we use the shift button. So shift that button, pi. You'll see it on your screen, pi. And we times that by 10 squared. Well, 10 squared is 100. So I'm just going to save myself a bit of time. Easier to type in. And that's the answer we get. So 314 point. Now, it might ask you to round that to 2 decimal places. So 2 decimal places is 15, but because the next number's 9, that 15 is actually closer to 16. So 0.16 to 2 decimal places, and because it's an area, squared centimeters. So pi r squared is the area of a circle. If it did ask for the circumference, you just need pi d. But in this case, it was the area. Answer. 15. How many edges does a cylinder have? Now an edge is something you can run your finger along. So let's just draw my cylinder. It's not bad that. And I'll do the little dot line. There you go. Cylinder. So you could run your finger along the top and the bottom. It has 2 edges. 2 edges. Number 16. What is the median from the numbers? Now, the median is the middle when they're all in order. So let's put these in order. So 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 12. So to find the middle, we cross off one from each side, get rid of that one and that one, that one and that one. The middle is in between those numbers. I mean, you can see that's clearly where the middle would lie. The middle of 7 and 9 is clearly 8. Now, if these numbers were horrible numbers and you needed to find the middle, the actual maths that you need to do is add them together and then divide it by 2. 7 plus 9 is 16, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. So here it was obvious that the middle was 8. If it wasn't obvious, add these together and divide it by 2, and it will always give you the middle number. Alright, 17. Where is he? Up here. A cube has a volume of 343 cubic meters. What is the length of the cube? Well, the volume of a cube would have been length times length times length, or L cubed, length times length times length, to get 343. So to find what the length is, the opposite of cubed is the cube root. So if I type that into my calculator, look, see it there in yellow? That's the cube root in yellow, so we use shift, and you'll see on the screen, I've got the cube root on my calculator. So I type in 343, cube root of 343 should be 7. Yes, it is. So the cube is 7 meters. If you wanted to double check, you could just type in 7 times 7 times 7, and you've got your answer. All right. 18. 4 times, good spelling. A number minus 12 is minus 10. What is the number? Right, let me read that again. So 4 times a number minus 12 is minus 10. Right, so 4 times a number, let's just call it n, minus 12 is minus 10. And I'm going to double check this one more time. 4 times a number minus 12 is minus 10. All right, fine. First thing I'm going to do is this minus 12, I'm going to move it to this side to make it plus 12. So because it was a minus 12, it moves over to this side, becomes plus 12. We've just got 4 times n here. Now minus 10 plus 12, why not use your calculator? It is a calculator question. Is 2. So therefore 4 times n equals 2. Because it's multiplied by 4 on the left side, it's divided by 4 on the right side. Don't just guess, type it in, because the answer is 0.5. Take your time there. That's the number. Alright. Convert 0.45 into a percentage. Well, to go from a decimal to a percentage, you times by 100. Some of you can do that without the calculator. So you times it by 100, 45%. So that is what 0.45 is as a percentage. All right, good. Favourite sub question. What is 22.8% as a fraction? Well, first, change it to a decimal. To change percentage to decimal, you divide by 100. Like the opposite of what we did just above. So 22.8 divided by 100 is 0.228. So that's it as a decimal. So now we need to convert decimal to fraction. To convert a decimal to a fraction, so you can see my numbers on the screen. You press my favourite button on the calculator, which is now your favourite button on the calculator. You press that, look at that, there you go. So the answer is 57 out of 250. So we've converted percentage to a fraction. All right, so that was 20 questions. None of them were multiple choice. So if they were multiple choice, I still would have done the maths, and obviously I should have found my answer out of those 4 questions. And we did that in just less than 18 minutes, if you didn't pause the video. So it's pretty good. We should be good. Main things I want to say is just answer every question. Give everything a go. If you're stuck on a question, move on and then come back to it at a later point. Good luck and cheers.